Today we are going to talk about how to set your Substack up and how to find your publication if whenever you click on your Substack URL, you're finding yourself on your profile. That is mainly what this is about, but we will do a quick run through of the settings for Substack and getting set up there. When it comes to setting up your Substack, I'm just going to go over a couple things that I see people doing all the time, and they're just not really sure how to fix it. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to our dashboard of our publication side. And you get there by going to substack.home and click on dashboard, and then you will be taken to the dashboard side, and then you want to go all the way down to settings. And then these are the basics. We're just going to run through it really fast. First, you want to come up with a publication name. And that is what's going to show up on the home page of your publication. And then you want a short description. And a really simple hack for this is to just go over to your favorite AI and tell them what you do and ask them to come up with a one-sentence synopsis. Try not to use acronyms. Then the next step is to put your logo in here, and it just needs to be a square. If you have one that's 500 by 500, that will work, but the suggested size is 256 by 256. And you can just pop into Canva and do that. Next, you want to pick your categories. Try to find categories that aren't so popular, like, money and business and stuff like that. The most popular categories over here are probably politics. But if you're like me and you're not really interested in being inundated with that sort of crowd, then pick something like culture or faith and spirituality or homemaking or whatever, health and wellness, whatever you feel is a good fit for the topics that you're going to be covering. Then the next thing you want to do is make sure you connect your Stripe to your Substack. That's the way that you can accept payments. And then we're going to talk about payment plans here. And you can watch me in real time change my payment. I am a big proponent of charging for annual plans, making them the most enticing piece. And the reason for that is because you get away from the churn factor. So if you make your monthly price, or if you make your annual price a no-brainer over your monthly price, then people are more likely to do that. In fact, I'm going to change this to $88 because I really don't want people to be on the monthly plan. You're either going to be on the annual plan or just to be a free subscriber, come join us over on Skool. And then the founding plan price is going to be your VIP offer because that's where you're going to give them a lot more one-on-one attention. All right, so then we're going to talk about your benefits. You need to think about this a little bit, but your free subscribers should get something. It's like your freebie thing that you give away, and then that free offer should lead them to want to do more action with you because it solves one problem but creates a different problem for them. So then your paid subscribers will get 3 benefits from being a paid subscriber. And one of those could be joining your Skool community. And if you have, because most of them are going to be becoming annual members, you're going to want to give them something really, really juicy to get them to come in. And then and then you need to have 3 of them, like I said. And then for founding members, you want to give them an extra special bonus or access to, if you have a Skool community and you want to have if you have a freemium, I suggest you do freemium on Skool to match your Substack, if that makes sense. And when people subscribe on your Substack, to either an annual membership or a founding membership, I just automatically create them or make up them to that level in my Skool community so that they have access in both places to everything, because that's the way I'm using these two platforms together. The next thing that we really need to talk about is changing your this thing here. Often people will have match profile and then they can't figure out why they don't have a publication page like this. And like this page, what they will see is your profile, their profile page. And even if you click on their publication, you just get taken to this profile page again. And we'll have a separate video about putting this profile page together, but just really quick here, I just wanted to make sure that you understood. Use the custom theme, and then if you click go to website theme editor, you can set this up in a way that is specialized to whatever you want. You can do your branding, you can customize your home page, you can customize your welcome page, and you can customize your posts. You can change the featured brand colors to be what you want. And I go through this step by step in the Substack Alchemy Intensive. We just took a whole group of people through all of the setup in much more detail. I'm just going over this really fast so that you understand when you come over here that you're just like, where do I even start? This is where you start and handle those first things, and then you're going to get to the about page. You definitely want to edit this. You want to, if you want to add or remove homepage links, you can edit this, and then these are these pieces up here. And then, let me go back, go down. And you can create sections, you can create custom pages. The thing about custom pages is they do not show up, links to them do not show up on the app on the phone. So you're going to want to have a post for that if you're going to do pages so that people can find your stuff that's on pages. And then custom tags are kind of like categories on a blog, because they create separate pages that have all of the content that you have tagged a certain way there. You definitely want to enable the notes tab. And then you want your welcome page photo is 600 by 600 pixels, and it's shown on the welcome page. You want to make sure you add that. And you can, this says no thanks, or you can put whatever you want in there. And then we're going to go down to emails. Once you have connected your Stripe account, you're going to get an option to edit your header and footer and your email opt-out page, but you're also going to get your welcome email for free subscribers, for paid subscribers, and for imported subscribers. If you choose to import your list, you can certainly do that, and also an email for founding subscribers. You want to edit all of these. For paid subscribers, that email should tell people that they want to become, why they would want to become a paid subscriber, and you also need to deliver whatever you promised your free subscribers. For your paid subscribers, you want to encourage them to become founding members, and you want to tell them why they want to do that, and also remind them of the links to the free subscriber stuff that they are entitled to, but also the paid subscriber stuff that they're entitled to. And then you can enable subscriber chat if you want. I find that more more annoying than anything, and that's why I have a Skool community, because people actually interact with each other over in the Skool community, whereas those subscriber chats on Substack tend to get very muddled and they're hard to follow along. So when we set up our podcast, this is where you'll set your podcast up, and I go over that in the Podcast Launch Magic course, that Advent event that we're having in December, but you can get access to that anytime by going over to our Skool community, and I'll put the link for that in the description below. And then we talk about how to create sections and why to create sections in the Substack Alchemy Intensive, also available to our premium members over in the Skool community. And then these team members are people that you're collaborating with. And these are people who haven't accepted that collaboration yet. But you can resend them. You just click resend email, and then it'll go back out to them again. Sometimes it gets lost, you know how Substack or how emails are. They go out to the ether somewhere, and they're like the missing socks in your laundry. All right, so this is the notification section. This you can tailor so that you're not getting inundated with a bazillion messages from Substack in your email box. And you can connect your YouTube account, and you can connect your LinkedIn account. I don't connect my YouTube account because I like to upload stuff on YouTube a specific way, and I don't want other platforms just dumping content over there. If you do decide to connect YouTube, I caution you on YouTube to set your settings to private until you can go over there and update the tags and the description and the title and make it the way you want it to be before it's public. You can also do a custom domain, which would be like, I could do heartlifecoach.com or the uworldorder.com up here, except those go to someplace else. But I like having .substack.com in my URL because it tells people they're going to Substack. And I'm all about Substack and supporting Substack. Down here is the danger zone, and you only need to know about this because if you need to change your URL for your publication on the publication side, like if I wanted to change this to the uworldorder.substack.com, I would do that right here. If you're just starting out and you realize, oh, I don't like that URL that I've got right now, change it early, and it doesn't matter if you don't have many posts if you break the links. So that's when you would use this one. If you need to have a redirect created, and you can only do this once, but it'll permanently change your publication URL and redirect all your links to the new URL. Again, you can only do this once. And for the most part, you need to stay out of the danger zone. Okay, so that is the basic setup. And really the main point of this whole conversation was to tell you that, where is that? If you're coming over to Substack and you're not finding this page for your publication, you're just going here to your profile for your publication, you need to make sure that this section right here, publication theme, is custom theme. All right, we'll see you on the next one. Be sure to like and subscribe for more tips about getting started with Substack and combining it with the Skool. And remember, you have all the power to change the world. Start today and get visible.